The last time we talked, when you were in Washington, you were in Washington for a neuroscience meeting, a brain science meeting. I was wondering, why does a Buddhist monk spend so much time studying neuroscience, and what does it tell you about spirituality and consciousness?
I think good question. At least good beginning. Buddhist tradition, I think when Buddha start a talk on new tradition or new system, then already in India, other non-Buddhist tradition already there, they also talks much about self. Nature of self. So I think in many traditions, you see the three questions. Number one question, what is self? Number two, that self, whether there's beginning or not. And third, whether that self end or not. These three questions. So many non-Buddhist ancient Indian thought also, you see, try to answer for that. So naturally, Buddhism also, you see, they make an answer for these questions. So then, thinking self. What is self? So the theory, selflessness, or no soul theory and soul theory, two things. Then non-soul theory means soul or mind, the self is just designated on the combination of body and mind. So then further question, what is mind? What is body? What is the substance of body? Then I think further sort of asking sort of inquiries, what is the world? What is space? What is time? So that leads, I feel, Buddhist science, not talking about next life or these, something different thing, but today is the world, a reality, including our body and mind. So usually I make three parts: Buddhism, Buddhist science, Buddhist philosophy or concept, and Buddhist religion. So Buddhist religion, on the basis of Buddhist concept, but there is next life, there is ultimate sort of salvation. Therefore, it is worthwhile, carry some meditation on these things. So Buddhist religion come from on the basis of the idea of Buddhist concept. Now that Buddhist concept, for example, next life, there is mind. Mind, like any other sort of conditioned phenomena, it must its own substantial causes or its causes. Among the causes, substantial cause and contributory cause. So the question, then further investigation, what is the substantial cause? It's safe.
Yes, we're safe. We're safe with you in here. Yeah,
right. This valley seems very windy, isn't it? So in any way, so that is so the concept of next life is a must basis, should not go just to faith. So the investigation about mind, about continuation of mind. So when we investigate about mind, the grosser level of mind, more subtle, innermost of subtle mind. So that Buddhist science, so Buddhist concept based on today's reality. You were listening very seriously. I'm wondering, as a businessman, you have relevant to these questions or not. So in any way, so therefore, you see, the investigation about the reality. So there, modern science also simply try to find the reality. I think differences up to now, the modern science mainly sort of focusing on things which can measure, which can measurement or quantified. So far, modern science not much pay attention about mind. However, now in the modern science, and particularly the brain, now neuron science, you see, now they realize the emotion of mind and neurons, something very
intimately connected. Very closely connected.
So therefore, the change, or momentarily change of these particles in the neuron, also you see connected with emotions. So emotions also, you see, very close relation with these things, with these of the neurons. So therefore, the interest growing among the modern scientists, particularly the medical science, because they now realize the patient's mind or emotion is very, very important factor for recover. And even, you see, the trust between patients and doctors or nurses are very crucial factor. So then trust, not material thing, but emotion, state of mind. So trust based on, very much connected with compassion, love, like that. So therefore, me, from childhood, the curiosity always is there. So therefore, now this very strong light. And for audience, this strong light is good, but me, very bad. So now only thing, practical thing is like that, isn't it? So as a sort of, that's, I think my curiosity not come from Buddhist teaching, but simply as a young boy, I always see some curiosity, and also observe the nature sort of, because of that.
Changes.
Nature change, like that. So therefore, eventually, some simple book on science, eventually I develop interest. That's too much long, I think. Okay. Then another story. You know, I have one very strong telescope, which belongs to 13th Dalai Lama. So I found use this telescope. I think one factor is in Potala, there's not much place to walk, to go, but sit. So then, although no possibility, not much opportunity using leg, but better opportunity using eye, telescope, to surrounding Potala, isn't it? So I took that advantage.
When you were a boy?
Yes, that's right. Winters about 6 months in Potala, 6 months in Nobulinga. While remaining in Nobulinga, plenty of garden, always play in running here and there, no use of telescope.
Right.
Only during winter in Potala.
Right.
So in any way, then watching moon. Usually, we have some kind of sort of belief. Moon also its own light. That kind of sort of view. I watch there's some rocks, some mountains. You see, after or early night, the shade of these rocks, of these mountains from the west. So that means light from sun, not its own light. Very clear. So then, you see, I want to teach my teacher, my tutor, a little bit about science. So one day I request to tutor, come see moon. Oh, wonderful! There is very, very beautiful sort of picture on moon. I told them, then they agree. Yes, they also want to see. Then come, then they look, then admitted. Oh, there is no light from its own by itself. And usually, you see, sometimes you see we have this sort of belief. The moon is kind of heaven, very pleasant sort of world. Through binoculars, you see, you can see just a barren land like that. So then come to India as a refugee. One way very sad. One way many new opportunities. Me personally, and also some Tibetans also. So therefore, then in I think 70s, early 70s, I'm thinking more seriously the dialogue or meeting or discussion with modern scientists. Then one American lady, you see, she sort of married with one Tibetan monk or Tibetan Lama. So one day I just expressed my desire. Then she told me the dialogue or contact with scientists is dangerous because modern science is killer of religion. She mentioned like that. But then I thought more thought again and again. Then, no. Buddhist tradition, particularly, usually I call one of the best Buddhist institutions in India since beginning of the century.
Common era.
That tradition, we can look and we can see the writings of these masters from that monastic institution. Their style, writing, always using logic, reason, not relying on Buddha's own word. And even in some cases, they put question on Buddha's own word. They take different interpretation, like that. So that shows reason is more important than just faith. So reason means you have to analyze. There's no other way. So therefore, I thought the Nalanda tradition is simply the investigation, analytical analysis. So the modern science also like that. And then we Buddhists, if scientists prove certain things which go contradictorily with our own belief, then we have to rely on the fact which proved by experiment. So therefore, I felt, you see, no contradiction. So moreover, eventually, from scientist community, medical scientists, and also the physicists, now they showing, particularly quantum physics, they now, you see, showing interest to learn more information from sort of because of that Buddhist resources. So we, as a Buddhist, as far as the information or knowledge of reality of external thing, physical external thing, physical reality is concerned, modern science are much, much advanced. Compare that, Buddhist science still limited. Therefore, to us, the learning from scientific sort of findings, immense benefit.
Thank you.
And then to the scientist, the Buddhist information, some useful. So some monk here, because the French, that monk, unfortunately not Tibetan, but French monk. So you see, he actually now acting like because of guinea pig.
Matthieu, stand up.
His father, great scientist, philosopher, scientist, and he himself now eventually take Buddhism as his own personal religion. Then more than that, become monk, very good monk, like that. So that's the reason, some connection. So since I think now more than 20 years, they almost annually meeting with scientists.
Well, thank you.